The hoax didn't just last the 22 days that she had disappeared. It lasted for years, 6 years.
And every single day. And that's what people don't realize. It was every single day.
Sherri Papini's ex-husband Keith breaking his silence on her 2016 kidnapping hoax. Opening up to Good Morning America 7 years after his ex-wife faked her disappearance.
Heyo.
Heyo.
She made us all believe that her story was true. Every single day she committed to the lie. The amount of fear that our family lived in that was fake is excruciating. I mean, the security at our house, new doors, new locks, new lights, new cameras.
Keith now reflecting on Sherri's years-long con, claiming she was abducted at gunpoint, held against her will, and abused by her captors before resurfacing 22 days later.
When you first encountered her in the hospital, what was your first instinct?
When I pulled back the curtain and I saw her and I saw the look in her eyes, I felt in that moment that she was lying. And it wasn't until when I really got close and I could just see the amount of injuries, bruises, burns to her body. And it was a shock to me. And I remember thinking how horrible of me to even think that she could have done this to herself.
An investigation proved Sherri was never kidnapped. She was actually hiding out with a former boyfriend 600 miles away from her home with Keith in Northern California. The case inspiring a Lifetime movie.
Sherri, is it true that you faked it?
I would just really like to have this all put behind me forever.
And drawing comparisons to 2014's Gone Girl.
You can stop pretending now.
I'm not pretending.
There's a lady on the side of the road needing help.
Please, please.
After 22 days, honestly, I just expected to find her dead. But once she was discovered and seeing the injuries was shocking.
Keith's GMA interview, a promo for a more in-depth look at the hoax, Perfect Wife, a 3-part docuseries coming to Hulu.
There's questions that just don't make sense.
She told me that she was being drugged, and that's why she doesn't remember everything.
Sherri experienced a lot of childhood trauma.
There's so many sides to her.
You can't fake that kind of stuff.
I wanted to get the truth out there and really wanted to let everybody know like how convincing Sherri was all those years and how I believed everything that she was telling me.
In 2022, Sherri pleaded guilty to lying to a federal officer about what actually happened and to committing mail fraud. Keith then filed for divorce and requested sole custody of their 2 children.
She has no remorse that I have ever witnessed or seen. I do not talk to Sherri at all.
Why do you think that she essentially concocted this hoax and then continued to lie about it for years?
I think she wanted me to be her knight in shining armor and run to her. And I think that she wanted to plan a fake kidnapping. But in her version, I was supposed to find her.
Sherri wound up serving 10 months in prison. She got out last October and is now fighting Keith on custody of their kids.
Nobody would have ever imagined that this would have blown up the way that it did.
I think it's always going to be there. We do want to move past it. I do want to provide my children, you know, an amazing childhood. But I think it'll always be there.